Welcome to Weather Weenies on Maine Primary Tuesday. The weenies have some sear marks in them today. We're talking hot dogs, not the actual weenies, but hot. I'm Alan Holt, Ryan Breton, and if you're out working today, like at a pole or something, I'm hoping you've got water and sunscreen because it's pretty hot.
Yeah, when I went to vote at about 10 o'clock this morning, there were actually a couple candidates there at my site. They were in the shade.
Yep.
You know, shaking hands, kissing babies, all that stuff.
They weren't throwing shade.
No, they weren't.
Okay,
They were trying to earn the vote.
Okay, yeah.
And then, the people holding signs like out in the parking lot or the entrance or whatever.
Oof.
I saw people with hats, sunglasses. They seemed in good spirits, though.
10. That's when I was out. I went out around 10.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was quick. I was impressed by the efficiency of the location I went to. It was just boom, boom.
Yeah, I always find with the primaries, it's generally pretty easy.
Was that a pun?
No.
Because the general election?
Yeah.
Is it harder?
It's harder.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
All
right.
At least that's the only time I've really had to wait here is the general.
Okay. I kind of like waiting in line.
I do too. It feels well, and I'm big on appreciate everybody getting involved, with casting their ballot, however they choose to. But I like going the day of.
Yeah,
I'm able
you
to.
feel
it just feels patriotic.
And I think I've said this on the show. I don't know with you or not, but I did yesterday. You can't complain about the result if you don't exercise your right to
100%.
vote. Because you're literally throwing your voice away by
Don't
not
vote,
voting.
can't complain.
It's like, it's like what is if Alanis Morissette could write a song called Ironic, like you're complaining but you're still not voting, and that there's some irony there.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway,
the old can't complain if you don't vote.
There's a black fly in your Chardonnay.
Yeah. Even though it's pretty warm, though, nice day. I want to show you this camera from Sugarloaf. I just love the deep blue sky, if we can pull up the graphics.
Some George Strait reference there.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
And now everything's greened up all the way to 4,000 feet. So that's kind of nice to see.
Man, it looks like dry up there.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Is that a ski run? What run is that?
I don't know the name of it, but the shack or building over there, that's Bullwinkle. The bar. I'm very familiar with that.
So is that a ski up bar?
Oh, yeah.
That's fun. Yeah. Do you have to take your skis off?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So it's not a ski by?
No.
You can't just like...
No, there is a little, there's an outside part, but you got to take your skis off to get up there.
Yeah.
I wanted to show the picture here from York because also you have a blue sky, but notice how it's kind of hazy in the distance there. I think that some of that is pine pollen. There were some crazy videos from New Hampshire last week, and actually I was down in New Hampshire on Thursday, and I was driving through Manchester on I-93, and it was a day like today, clear sky, visibility was good, it wasn't super humid, but you could see the pollen. And then later I saw a couple of the Boston meteorologists post some pictures from southwest New Hampshire. So I got a car wash today, and within a half hour, and my car's black, so that doesn't help.
Someone wrote "wash me" on it.
It was getting close to that.
Yeah.
But now it's probably got that on it again because the pine pollen's pretty crazy.
I wonder if maybe the humidity rising, you can maybe see it a little easier, like with the pollen acting as a nuclei for that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But a little milky there at the horizon.
Yeah. So here we were for highs today so far. Mid-80s for most, and again, like we were talking about yesterday, not too much of a sea breeze.
Maybe mid-80s are hot.
They're not.
Because it was like it is and it isn't. Like,
we had this debate last week.
That's why I bring it up. Yeah.
Todd is big on, apparently now, this is not the Todd I knew of 10 years ago. If it's 82.
He's getting old.
Yeah, like he texted me that. He's like, I'm getting old. This is going to be a fun battle. My threshold is like, I can see it at 86, but if it's 88, I'll start calling it hot. I did not change the 7-day for the noon show today. I kept his hot on there after he changed it from warm last night. So I just think that, like, if you're in the sun and it's beating down on you, 78 can feel hot.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you touched on this too. The humidity does play a role.
Definitely.
In it. Like the humidity is up a little bit more today, and it's going to be even higher tomorrow.
Right.
So it just, you can't evaporate sweat off your body.
To that point, look at this map. I mean, we're not really in it yet, but there is a ton of mugginess to the west.
I'm used to that.
Right.
Yeah, we're not in it yet. And I don't think we're going to be seeing widespread 70 plus.
Might get a couple hours where it pops there, but it's
Yeah.
not going to be like we're in that Midwest stuff.
Yeah, that's just not fun to be in.
No.
Not at all.
Well, I do kind of like it on occasion.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I like it on occasion.
So Thursday's your day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind it. I don't know. I also don't work outside. I used to work outside, like when I was in college.
Yeah.
I was a summer camp counselor, but then I could just jump in the pool. So, but yeah, that's kind of the trend there. And as it starts to turn a little muggier tonight, doesn't look quite as cool as recent nights, upper 50s to around 60.
Yeah, and I don't think windows open. I think you should probably
I caved last night.
Oh, you shut them last night?
I caved around 9 o'clock.
Why? What was the reason?
It just didn't feel like my apartment was airing out. So
Okay,
I ended up putting my heat pump on the cool mode,
okay.
and it costs. The heat pump is so efficient for air conditioning.
Yeah.
I don't feel guilty at all. When I had the window units, I felt guilty, but my electric bill with AC and one heat pump running, it doesn't go up that much.
That's good.
Heat's a different story.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But for the cooling, if you just put it on low, it's totally.
It's more to just get the air dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big.
There is a like a dehumidifying mode too.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a good one.
Tomorrow's very warm with temps. It could be hot. This model is really efficient.
Yeah. I'm curious. I haven't seen our in-house model yet.
This is kind of ambitious on getting some morning sun and heating us up. And then it seems like the highest chance for any showers and storms are probably the foothills, the western mountains, maybe into central Maine. This model is definitely one of the wetter ones, but it seems like there's slightly a trend in that direction.
The GFS is like of the high res, this one definitely wetter than a lot of them. The GFS, for whatever reason, is like throwing
a lot,
a shield of rain out there, like just all encompassing. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, my hunch is north and west of Casco Bay is probably the best bet. There may be something that makes it to the coast, but I feel like at the coast,
it looks better for rain than it did yesterday.
Agreed.
Yesterday, it looked like it was mainly a mountains thing.
Right.
Now there's just a little more coverage, especially in western Maine.
And this is like a funky setup.
Yeah. Here we go.
Alan put a lot of effort into the fronts here, which I appreciate, because it's just strange. You have like this one low that lifts through, then everything kind of dissolves.
That low, that low like decays.
Yeah.
And then it leaves just like an open wave or trough where it's not wound up, and then a little more stuff on that feature Thursday, but not as much now. I think Wednesday looks better than Thursday
for
does,
rain chances.
For rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of looked that way, started to look that way yesterday, I felt like.
Yeah.
I think that Wednesday probably has a better chance for thunderstorms. Whatever we get on Thursday, unless we get a lot of sun, is probably more like pop-up downpour with maybe a rumble.
Yeah, Wednesday looks for sure like a better chance for rain. Yeah.
And then Friday, we probably have a lot of clouds. There may be a few little showers, but not much steady rain. And then it's this front that comes through Friday night into Saturday morning.
Yep.
So,
yeah, and that big parent low up there is...
Yeah, it's just like sitting and spinning and then sends another front Sunday night.
It's like the front churner, I guess, because it just sits there. It's spinning around and it's latching onto, cool batches of air and sending them south.
Yeah. So that's how we'll play it on the 7th day. I think that Friday has a chance to be warmer farther inland. Like there could be some places that hit 80 while the coast is maybe only in the low 70s on Friday. Just depends on any sun popping out. And then the bulk of the weekend, I'm skeptical on Saturday, but we'll keep playing it optimistic. I hope that thing keeps moving.
I'm curious to see that once the high res comes in, like if it's all quick, then the weekend looks good.
Right.
But if for whatever, and usually, I mean, I don't know how the nuance is here, but almost always the high res would be quicker than what the global models are showing. So if that's the case where the Euro is still like kind of mid to late morning and then the high res come in earlier,
I think Western Maine on Saturday, you have the best day.
Yeah.
Eastern Maine, it may take until later in the day.
Yeah.
But developing sunshine kind of covers it because
It's nice.
even if the sun develops in Eastport at 5 p.m., it's
Clever.
still developed.
Yes. There you go.
It's still developed.
All right. I think we're out of time. I was eyeballing Pearl Small out there. She's a huge Knicks fan. And I think I jinxed her last night because
That's why.
I wore Knicks colors so the Spurs would win because I had been wearing Spurs colors and they kept losing. Anyway.
So now you have to keep that up because is it 3-1?
I was going to wear a bolo tomorrow. No, I think it's 2-1.
2-1? Okay.
Yeah, so it's a series again, but we'll see. Yeah. All right. weather-weenies at newscentermaine.com if you have any questions or just comments about what you're watching. If not, we'll see you tomorrow.